Hey friends. All right. So I know it's been a while. It's been a while since I've done a YouTube video. I don't have nothing else to do better these days. Let me stop. No, so I've always wanted to go back on YouTube and just be active on my blog. I'm revamping my blog. So there's so many changes going on. Oh my god, I'm super yellow. Hold on, let me see if I can turn off this light. Oh, now I'm super pale. I've been spending too much time. I've been just spending too much time. I've been spending too much time inside the house. Ooh, child. Let me see if I could balance this out. All right. I need a tan. Okay, so I've been spending so much time in the house and everything. So I was just like, okay, why not? I've been watching a lot of TV. So I watched 90 Day Fiancé and I love 90 Day Fiancé. I started watching it because I used to work for TLC. And with my job, I would have to kind of QA the ads that were going on in TLC. And so 90 Day Fiancé was one of those. And so when I would do all my testing and QA, I was just like, what show is this? And I'm trying to remember what was the first 90 Day Fiancé. It was something crazy, but I can't remember off the top of my head right now. Maybe I'll put it down below or whatever the case may be. But I started watching it and then I was just like, you know what? I like this show. It's messy. There's a lot going on, and I need some entertainment in my life because my life is pretty effing boring right now. So might as well watch it, right? Okay, cool. But then when Gino and Jasmine and all that stuff, I watched that season. I was on Twitter, well now X. Ciao. We're going to talk about that another time. But I've been watching that, and then I was just like, all right. It was very entertaining and everything else. So then I took some notes for this season. You can't really see my notes really because this light is just very aggressive. Hopefully I'll just start filming during the day so I could get some natural light because I look like a whole freaking ghost right now. Casper where? So I'm gonna look down on my notes and see what's going on. But I literally binge watched 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days in 3 days. And it was a lot. I cried. I was mad. I was just like, oh my God, what's going on? I had so many different emotions. And I was like, one, I'm probably getting my period soon, or two, this show is just that effing crazy. Come to find out, it was both. So when I watched the tell-all, I just thought to myself, wow, this is just a lot. It's really a lot right now, with this tell-all. So we gonna look at these notes and I'm gonna tell you what I thought about it. And then, of course, you could comment down below and tell me what you thought about it because I know you probably agree with me that this thing was probably effing crazy. All right, so the first person that was to come out of the van or whatever was Misha. Beautiful, beautiful woman. Beautiful, fit. You know, she probably did some little work on her face, but, she came out. She was like, okay, I'm coming into the lion's den, this and that. So she already knew that people was going to come for her about this religion, or they was just going to come for her about Nicola because Nicola looks crazy. That's one. Then it was Stutler. Stutler came out. She was just like, okay. Then she met Misha. She was like, oh my gosh, Misha is really Catholic and I'm really gay. So I don't know how this is going to turn about. Me being a God-fearing woman and a Christian woman, if you're gay, I have so many gay friends. It doesn't even matter. You're gay, you're gay. But she probably thought that but I'm not Catholic, so I don't know. But then again, she probably thought that, people who are not, uber religious just have a certain stereotype about those who are. And, honestly, it's like a new day and age, and we're just like so welcoming. I'm speaking for myself. So I'm welcoming and I'm just like super chill. So then the third person that came in was Riley. All right, let me tell you something. I may get a hella tomatoes, but I think Riley's attractive. Like, if he lost like 80 pounds and just like, say less, he's a very, very handsome man. I was looking at Riley and I was like, yo, he's handsome. Like, I don't know if it's just me. Maybe because, like, whatever. I don't know. I mean, he was born in Queens. I lived in Queens for 5 years. I absolutely love Queens. It's like my favorite borough out of all the boroughs that I lived in. Yeah, now he lives in PA. So maybe it's just like he's adapting to this PA vibe. Don't come for me. But, like, I don't know. I just think he's really handsome. And his outfit was nice. He had the Louis Vuittons. I was just like, okay. He had the socks that match his blazer and his shirt or whatever. Maybe the shirt could be slightly neck size up, but it's okay though. Then the fourth person was Christian. Christian is so problematic in so many ways. But Christian came out. I did like his leather jacket that he had. Something cat. I don't know. I took like a quick looks at it. I was just like, okay, cat, whatever. Like, that's cool. But okay. I'm sorry, someone was texting me. Jeez. A little break. Okay, so then after that, the fifth person was David. Oh, don't we love David? Even though low key, David is a passport bro. I just love him. Like, every time I see him and Sheila on the screen, I'm just like, that's so cute. Yo, I get hella excited. Like, I haven't been so excited about a couple in 90 Day Fiancé since, yeah, that part, ever. Like, I just see genuine love with them. Like, yeah, are they together because, like, David's American and, he could give her and her child a better opportunity? Yeah, of course. Like, duh. But, like, also, David is just like, yo, I found me a little baddie, a little skinny girl, tiny. I could pick her up and shit, like, from the Philippines. Hell yeah. Like, I just love that. Like, their relationship is just so cute, and just seeing them on the screen and everything. All right, so side note, if you want me to, like, review, like, the other 90 Day Fiancé franchise, I would. But, like, this tell-all, like, it just took me to a different type of place. I was just like, oh, my gosh. What are we doing? Like, it was just too much. It was just too much. All right, so then after that, oh, side note, David had a beard on, and he looks way better with a beard. Like, yeah, like, I don't know what she was talking about. Maybe she don't want him to have a beard because low-key she's a jealous type, and she's just like, I don't want you to find a better me, period. Like, that's what is low-key given, but it's okay, though. So then the next person, was Amanda. Oh, excuse me, sorry. That was so rude. Sorry, I burped. The sixth person was Amanda. I'm not a fan of Amanda. I'm not going to say I don't like her because I don't know her. I don't know where she lives. I don't know her last name. I don't know her business. I don't know her tea. She ain't do nothing to me. She don't even know me. She probably don't even know. She doesn't know I exist, right? But Amanda... All right, so, okay, just a little backstory. So, the first episode, when we were introduced to Amanda, I was bawling my eyes off. Mind you, I told you during that time I was on my cycle, okay? Before you get in your cycle, you either emotional, horny, or you just in a grumpy mood and you want to isolate yourself from everybody, all right? Or you just crave sweets. It'd be one of the four. So, when Amanda was telling her story and I saw her kids and the blanket and all that stuff. I was bawling. I was bawling my eyes out, and I was like, "Oh my god, I hope she fine." And then when I saw her dude, Rosman, when I saw him, I was like, "It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work because I already know that she wants to fill a void. She wants to find another Jason, who was her husband who passed away. She wants to find another him, and." I'm sorry, if you're gonna find a potential husband, it's not gonna be someone that's on TikTok rubbing chocolate on himself, flipping pancakes or waffles or whatever. Like that's not gonna be him. So I already knew that it was just not going to be like something good from the rip. But yeah, Amanda came in. She was like, "I already know nobody don't like me. I already know X, Y, and Z. It doesn't matter." Side note, did you notice that like as soon as Amanda after everybody was talking shit about her, right? Like, she walked into the room. Christian was the only one that stood up. And then that's when it was, like, confirmed that Christian is just a thirsty guy. He's the thirsty guy at the bar. You go over there with your friends. You're like, okay, I'm going to get, like, this guy to buy us drinks. And then he'll buy us all the drinks. And then we'll just completely ignore him. You know what I mean? Or he'll just do some awkward shit, like, but he won't get away. You know, he won't get away. He'll just be standing there with you. And the next thing you know, he'll just, like, kind of, like, bring himself into the conversation with your friends. And then he'll be like, oh, yeah, you know, I met her, like, at the bar and stuff like that. The next thing you know, some music's going to be on and you and your girlfriends are dancing. Y'all having a good time. And then Christian's over there just in the background. And then he slowly creeps himself in. And then you're just like, yo, dude, like, I didn't need this drink that bad. I really didn't need this drink that bad. Because if you're going to be that type of guy, then I really don't want to hang out with you. I really don't want to be with you. Like, you're just in the way for reals. Like, yo. Cleo. So Amanda walks in, and she knows that nobody talks about her. Well, she knows that everyone doesn't like her. But she was just like, yo, fuck these haters, X, Y, and Z. Like, she doesn't care. All right, well, you already know. So then that's when Misha asks, like, okay, who's the most toxic person? Like, what is the most toxic relationship out of everyone? Low-key, newsflash, everyone's toxic. That's the reason why we watch it. That's the whole reason why we watch 90 Day Fiancé. That's the whole reason why you're on this show, because you have a toxic-ass relationship. It's for ratings. TLC is infamous for, like, bringing people onto television that is crazy. Look at Hoarders. Like, the only show that's probably, like, all right, it's like, well, okay, my 600-pound life. But then they have the doctor, and he's telling people about themselves to their faces, and it's just like, he's harsh. And he has a straight face when he's doing it, and I fucking love it. Like, it's just like, it's so dope. But, like, the whole reason why you're on TLC, the whole reason why you're on 90 Day Fiancé is because you're toxic. So all y'all relationships is toxic, okay? Like, that's the whole reason why you guys have so many different franchises, and that's the whole reason why we love watching the show. So when Misha asked that, of course Riley was just like, well, I would say my relationship is number one. I mean, no, it's number two. It's not number one, it's number two, but, you know, close enough. But then that's when Statler was just like, oh, yeah, well, I would have to say Jasmine and Gino. And then they were all over there, like, talking shit. Even David was talking shit. He was just like, yo, he was doing his little sign or whatever. He was just like, yeah, like, why does Jasmine have to cry 24/7? I was like, oh, look at David being messy. Okay. Like, it was like, you know, they were all talking shit. And then next thing you know, Gino was like, hi, guys. He's like, hi, guys. And then he's over here with his fake, yo, that is the fakest smile ever. Like, I know him and Jasmine were just like, yo, I know as soon as they got up in the morning while they were brushing their teeth, Jasmine was just like, Gino, you better make sure you have my back, period. Like, you know, she was giving it to him in the house, when they were in the car, when they were getting dressed. She was like, yo, you better make sure you have my back. Remember I said that, okay? So then, next thing you know, Gino's in the confessional. So it's just like, oh, I have a surprise for you guys. I'm like, okay. Next thing you know, we see glitter heels. 2008 glitter heels. But it's okay. She's just coming to America. All right. And then she's like, hola, ¿cómo estás, bitches? I am in America now. Like, what? And then everybody's just like, then she's just like, hello, I heard everything. I heard all the shit that you guys was talking about me, but I don't care. I'm in America now. And then she was just like, yeah, you know, my visa was postponed. Well, her interview was postponed. And then, like, they were just kind of like, all right, like, you know, like, whatever. And so Statler went right into it. She was like, okay, so do you know you're toxic? And low-key, I kind of like Statler. Would I be in a relationship with her? No, because she's toxic, and that's the reason why she's on this show. But I like Statler the fact because she doesn't give a fuck. Like, she'll tell you what it is. And she's awkward. And I love awkward people. Like, even though, I mean, I could be awkward too, but even though I'm very outgoing, I'm a super extrovert. Like, it's so ridiculous. But, like, I just gravitate to awkward people. Not too awkward because I ain't trying to be on Snap. But, like, it's just like, I just get her. I get it. She's like, so do you know that you're toxic? And then, like, of course, like, Jasmine explains, like, everyone is toxic. Like, low-key, she gets the assignment. She's like, this is the reason why we're on the show. Because everyone is toxic. Like, this is what makes good TV. But, like, you know, of course, Jasmine was just like, yeah, we all have issues, da-da-da-da-da, whatever the case may be. So then that's when everyone goes onto the stage. And Sean Robinson, of course, she looks beautiful as always. I wish Sean was just a little bit more like, ugh. Like, I don't know if it's like the producers or whatever. Just like, ask us the questions already. Like, what we want to know. Like, I get it. You want to make a part 2 or whatever the case may be. Like, for ratings, for whatever, for advertisements. But, like, honestly, it's just dragging it. Because low-key, Gina was over there, like, doing an interview. It was just, like, when they introduced, like, the cast and everything. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, so here are the couples that are still together. But we shouldn't be surprised that maybe some of them were kind of surprised. All right, so David and Sheila, they're still together. Sheila doesn't like his beard, but we already established that. She's, like, a low-key jealous type, so it doesn't matter. Amanda and Rosamund are not together anymore. I mean, are we surprised? Like, literally during their scenes, I was like, fast forward. I was like, oh my gosh, she's so, like, a Debbie Downer. Like, you could tell she was just rushing into it. She was just trying to fill that void. And it's just like, girl, like, just take your time and grieve. If you want a little friend or whatever, just go on the dating apps, have your little friend. Y'all go to hotels, make it exciting. You don't need to be in a relationship because, like, thinking about it now, like, has it even been a year since her, like, husband passed away? I don't think so. It hasn't even been a year yet, right? That's too much. That's too much. That's too much. Christian and Cleo are still together. Ooh, child. The White Claw for me. I love a good White Claw. Not enough calories. Well, I got the big can, so it's like all the calories here. But, you know, I had a salad, so we're good. We're balancing it out, right? Christian and Cleo, they're still together. Misha and Nicola are still together. Nicola, they're still together. And Tyree is just there. All right, so Tyree tried to be like he has COVID or whatever, fake COVID or whatever. Okay, be my guest. I bet, whatever. Like, your whole scene and storyline, like, was just... If I wanted to see another episode of Catfish, I could have went to just watch Catfish on MTV. Like, we're not even gonna play these games. He was communicating with her via Snapchat. Snapchat! Via Snapchat? Like, are you for reals? You didn't have her number or anything? You communicated with her via Snapchat. In 2023. This is no shade or disrespect to anyone. But if no one is gonna FaceTime me, video chat with me, or talk on the phone, like, alright, listen. Everyone has their own insecurities. Everyone. Like, I wish I had a waist. I wish I had a waist so I could have an hourglass. But I don't. That's my little insecurity. What's yours? Everyone has their own shit. But I would be fucking damned if someone was to not give... I'm spending all these years, all my time, all this energy, and not video chat with, or even talk on the phone with. Respect yourself. Love yourself a little bit more. If someone else is not going to give you that time and energy, find someone else. There's so many people in the world. Literally. There's too many people out there who will love you just the way you are. And who will take time to FaceTime you. And they will take time to phone call you. And they will take time to give you that energy that you bring to them. So I'm not going to sit here and feel sorry for him. Like... that shit just pissed me off. I was just like, are we serious right now? Like, we could have had another toxic couple. But Tyree and his family, they're, like, super cute, though. Like, his family is, like, super cute. Like, his sister's a baddie. Like, I was looking at her eyes, the way her lashes, like, even her hair. Like, I mean, some episodes it was just like, But, you know, it was hot. So, you know, with the lace fronts, that should be lifted. So I totally understand. But still. Oh, and Statler and Dempsey are still together. Honestly, I'm kind of not surprised about this. Because when I saw the episode with Dempsey and Statler, like, so when Statler took Dempsey to the castle on her birthday and all that stuff, and she was, like, feeling loved and all that stuff and glamorous, I knew she wasn't going nowhere. She was probably like, yo, this is the nicest thing someone has ever done for me. Imagine if I was to, like, give a little more, if I was to do a little more. Like, she knew. Hey! She already knew what it was. Like, for real. So, I'm not surprised. Oh, yeah, and Riley and Violet are not together, but we're not surprised about that. And then right after, Sean, like, asked the couples, like, in terms of, like, what their status are, just, like, kind of, like, a quick, like, high, like, overview of, like, what's going on. Gino was right into it. Was just like, oh, so, Riley, Violet, are you guys, like, Violet, are you pregnant? And then Sean was like, good question, but we'll hold off on that one. And I was like, see, this is the problem. Like, just get to what we want to know, period. Like, I mean, I guess it's not great for, like, TV or whatever the case may be, but, like, who cares? Like, you'll get higher ratings if you just get to the point. Because, like, honestly, who has time? This is not COVID. Nobody is sitting in the house anymore. I had that shit saved on DVR while I was going out. I was like, I'm not going to sit 2 hours. I'm not going to sit an hour and some change. Like, just, like, sitting here watching this. Like, come on now. They lucky they had this shit on a Sunday. They're so lucky. But still, I had it saved on the DVR. I had dinner plans. Side note, what's your favorite cuisine? I love Asian cuisine. I had some, like, really good Thai food. I love Thai. I love sushi, Vietnamese, all that. So, like, what's your favorite? I want to know. I love to eat. Anyways, blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, so then that's when they start off with Sean Robinson just like acts like, you know, Gino, Jasmine, like, oh my God, you're here in the flesh. Like, oh, this is so great. Like, how'd it go? All that stuff, X, Y, and Z. And then Jasmine mentioned that she was in America for a few days now. She loves it. I'm pretty sure she does. She's living her best fucking life, spending all of Gino's money. Live your life, girl. I live your life. So then after that, that's when they brought up her ex Dean, which is like, to me, I was just like, why is Jasmine not with Dean? And then I thought about it. I was like, maybe Dean doesn't want to leave Panama. Maybe he has no interest of going to the U.S. And so that's why Jasmine was just like, yo, I'm going to just settle for Gino. Right? That's what I thought. I don't know if you have other thoughts. Let me know below, like in the comments below. Jasmine tell us that, like, she was like, oh, so Sean asked, when was the last time you met Dean? The last time I met Dean, he gave me a proposal. Everybody was shocked. All eyes was all wide and shit. It was just like, proposal. He proposed at dinner. Okay. When was the dinner? February 14th. Oh. Amanda asked, oh, did he give you a gift? Oh, yeah. He gave me some roses and a card. That's it. He gave you roses and a card on Valentine's Day. Statler, the freak that she is, because she wants to lick everybody fucking box. She's worse than the Postal Service. So she was just like, oh, was sex involved? Because she just wants to be in everyone's box. Like, but she's awkward, and I still like her, though. But still, she and everybody's punani. I don't understand it. So, she was just like, no sex. Y'all believe that shit? Y'all believe that? If you believe that Jasmine went on a Valentine's dinner with her ex and he got her roses and a card and there was no sex involved, then I'm a whole white woman. Period. I'm a white woman. Like, for real. Are you serious right now? Of course she had sex with him. That was her last little hoorah. You don't get what I'm saying? Child. Ooh, child. Ooh, child. If y'all believe that. And how did she not know it was Valentine's Day? Wasn't she still with Gino? Right? Was she still with Gino? So Gino didn't give you no Valentine's Day gift? Gino didn't tell you Happy Valentine's Day? Oh, when I walked into the restaurant, I saw all these hearts and flowers. Valentine's Day is a holiday of friends. Okay. I'm a white woman. I live in Salt Lake City. And I'm little Lisa Barrow. Me and Lisa are the greatest friends. Sis. Yo, she is like crazy. Like, yo, who believes that shit? Anyways. So then, that's when they brought up their, like, sex tape, right? And Gino was like, I want to see it. Riley was just like, you don't want to see that, bro. He's like, you don't want to be embarrassed. Low-key was just telling him, like, you don't want to be embarrassed because if he's breaking your girl's back in, you don't want to be embarrassed and see that. Gino was like, oh, no, I just want to see this timestamp. Lies. Gino want to learn something. He want to take notes. He's going to put his glasses on and be like, okay, A, doggy style. All right, B, sideways. Okay, see, reverse cowgirl. She never done that with me. That's all he wanted. He just wants some tea. Let's not be fooled. Like, for real. For real. For Rose. Woo! This show is a hot mess. And of course, like, Amanda asked, was like, hey, Gina. No. Did she ask? She asked Jasmine. She was like, of course, because she wants to challenge Jasmine because she thinks Jasmine is just like the meanest person in the world. But of course, another mean person is going to think another mean person is the meanest person in the world, right? That's how it works. That's the facts of life. So then she's just like, oh, what if Gino was contacting his ex-girlfriend or whatever the case may be? Of course, Jasmine was not going to have that shit because you know why? She's a hypocrite. But I like Jasmine. She makes good TV. Like, She makes really, really good TV. And I just like her and Gino, like, they're just good. It's just entertaining to watch. Anyhow, so we're gonna fast forward to Dempsey and Statler. All right, so they showed like Statler taking a shit outside, which was like crazy. I'm like, Dempsey, girl, you don't want to fix your toilet. Like, it's like, yo, what's the point of having it? And like, what's the point of having it in there? Like the camper, whatever she lives in, I don't know what it is. Like, what's the point? Just like turn it into something else. What's the point of having a toilet there? Or at least just get it fixed. Just get it fixed. Like the countryside, I bet you there's plenty of handymen there. So, like, what do you do when you're on your cycle? That was the first thought for me. I was like, what do you do when you're on your cycle? Like, how does that work? And sometimes, all right, let me not say this, because, all right, when you're on your cycle and sometimes you use to go number one, but the number two slips in and then number one and then number two slips in. It's like, what does she do with that? Like, how does that work? Why I have these thoughts. But that's what I was thinking about when I saw it. And then when I saw Statler taking a poop outside, I was like, so you expect her to run 2 miles all the way to whatever the case may be to take a poop? Are you for reals? But did you notice the energy with Dempsey and Statler? It was very, very interesting. I don't know if they just got out of a fight or something. I don't know. The energy was weird. Like, I saw a different side of Dempsey, and I was just like thinking to myself, like, y'all meant to be together because there's something off about you, Dempsey. And Dempsey, she's a baddie. She's thick. She's like, cute little girl. She got them little light eyes or whatever. But, like, I don't know. There was just something very, very off about that relation, like the dynamic. Just like their it was just off. It was just off. But I'm gonna get back to them after this. But then Misha and Nicola. Nicola's gonna be there next week. Nicola's gonna be there next week. Yo, he was souped as hell. He was like, they was like, when are you gonna come to Jamaica? I'll be there next week. Woo! He's gonna be there next week, and he's gonna stay at Misha's house. And so then Misha's girls, fast forward, Misha's girls came in, and they were just kind of like, oh, this guy's different than my mom's type. AKA, this is my mom's little Shrek, and she's Fiona right now. And there was, like, a lot of concerns about just, like, how the dynamic's going to happen because they're still teenagers. On the other hand, Nicola was just like, well, these are your daughters, so Misha's in charge of that, but then he wants to be like, I'm the man of the house. Let me tell you something. I've seen scenarios and situations like this in my past, and it doesn't turn out well. What tends to happen is, not saying that it's going to happen in Misha's situation, but what happens is that there's going to be, Misha's daughters are going to do certain things, right? And then rather than Nicola expressing it to the daughters, he's going to express this to Misha. To the point that Misha is going to constantly hear that shit every single day, that she's going to be frustrated. I don't know if her daughters are in college or whatever the case may be, to the point that like Misha's gonna hear all that stuff and then she's gonna talk to her daughters and then it's just gonna come out and it'll be like, well, like, Nicola expressed this to me. And so everything that Nicola says, Misha is going to direct that message to her daughters. And her daughters are going to really like not have the same relationship with their mom. Right? Let's be real. We've seen situations like this before. And what tends to happen? The daughters move out. The daughters are doing their own thing. And then the relationship with the mother and daughter is not existent. Not saying that it's going to happen that way, but there's a possibility, right? So when that tends to happen, it's fucked up. And I think that Misha kind of noticed that during the tell-all because, you know, she had her napkin. She was like crying in the corners. She's such a baddie. She's so beautiful. She started like crying and stuff like that. And then she was just kind of like, nothing. He is not going to come in between us. We have a great relationship. Nothing is going to come between us. I don't know if y'all noticed the body language with the one in the pink. The one in the pink was just like, okay, mom, but one or two things going to happen. Nicola's going to get there. Misha's going to come to her senses. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to find me another Catholic man somewhere else. Maybe Missouri. I don't know. I just said Missouri because it came out of nowhere. But, like, you know, it's just not good because Nicola is the type of Christian man who says that everything from the Bible is the end all be all. And me as a Christian woman, I read my Bible, right? There's things in the Bible that are good. And there's things in the Bible that are just like, not related to the times that we are now. So I'm not the type of person that's going to be like, the Bible is going to be the end all be all. No, that's not the case. But Nicola is like a different type of person because he has not lived. He's been in Israel. Side note, when they went to Israel and he was taking Misha to all these places as a Christian, oh my God, I would love all those places that he took her. I was just like, oh my God, yes. But maybe that's what she kind of got like believing in the hype and like all that other stuff. But like Nicola is a type of man that he wants to be in control of everything. We didn't see his father, so we don't know if his father's in the picture. So we don't know if like the dynamic of his like brothers had to be kind of like a father figure to their mom. And so that's why like the mother would just be like, oh, okay, there's no big deal, whatever the case may be. Maybe that's why he feels that he is like has to say with anything. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of pretty sad actually. And so then after that whole session with like Misha and Nicola, she like FaceTimed him. Nicola was just like, oh, I'm good. And Misha's just like, but like, don't you see like there was like an issue, whatever? No, he doesn't see the issue because he doesn't have no kids. He can't relate to a daughter. He can't relate to your home dynamic. Your home dynamic is going to change. It's not going to be the same. You're probably not going to have the same relationship with your daughters. Granted, unless Nicola is just like taking the back seat and he's chill. But I think like Misha is like slowly realizing like, what the fuck did I get myself into right now? Like, Violet said the reason why she came onto the show the tell-all, because she wants to make sure that Riley doesn't talk shit about her. And she wants to make sure that she tells her side of the story. Right? And so then Riley talks about the private investigator, which is like, so, all right. It talks about the private investigator, how it's like so common in the US, right? Okay. All right, so I'm slowly getting to the like the online dating phase. If you guys want to know a little bit more about my life, you could say that. But like, if you don't, I'm okay because I could keep that shit to myself and share it with my friends. But she talks of like Riley was just like, okay, private investigators is common in the U.S. It's not common in the U.S. Do not put that lie on us, please. But what it is common is that like, if you want to Google somebody, make sure that they have a public record, like if they've been locked up before, if they're married, if simple stuff like that. like we'll Google someone if you met them online, make sure they are who they say they are, like stuff like that. But the fact that Riley made it seem like, oh, having a private investigator is the norm, it's like, yo, I know you're fucking wilding right now because that is not a fact. That's if you don't trust a person. And so then it was just like, oh, Riley, then why did you hire a private investigator? And you know what Riley said? He's like, oh, because she lied to me about everything. Okay, so why are you still fucking with her? Why are you still messing with her? Why are you still talking to her? Why are you having sex with her raw? Like, why are you doing all these things if you don't trust her? You saw all the red flags and you still entertain this relationship. It's just like, yo, I don't feel sorry for you because you know what you got yourself into. Like, you knew what you got yourself into. Like, we're not going to play these games. I'm not going to sit here and feel sorry for you. For what? Inflation's going on. There's too much going on for me to feel sorry for Riley. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not going to feel sorry for Riley when there's so many things going on in this world right now. And scene. No, but seriously, how the nerve of this man? And I hear he be on TikTok. He was like on TikTok or whatever with Tyree and stuff like that. And I hear he is toxic AF. I haven't watched the videos because I just can't do it. I have all this good energy in me right now. Like, I just refuse to like interrupt it with Tyree and Riley's live. I'm sorry. I can't. I just can't. It's not in me. I'm sorry. Sorry. Oh, yeah. So then he brought his friend out. Sis looked like a whole Z-level Mary J. Blige. It was like, I don't know if she ever seen like 90 Day Fiancé. It was just, all right, weaving, right? Then she had all these like chains with a bodysuit, with a bedazzled thing over with these bedazzled shoes. I was like, is she Z-level Mary J. Blige or is she going to the Essence Festival? Like, where is she going? You know what she looks like? She looks like the aunties that be going to the 35 and up clubs. And it's just like, hey, baby, talking to the bartender. Hey, baby, just give me another drink. Flirting with all the young boys, and they just looking at her like she Auntie for Rose. Like, that's who she looks like. I was just like, where's she going? And so Riley was just like, oh, I love the shoes. She's like, thank you. She's like, but why didn't you delete the app, though? Up talking about the friend. Because she just went right into it. It was just like... And so then Violet explains, like, the reason why she didn't delete the app. Well, excuse me. She deleted the app through her phone, but she didn't delete it, like, actually delete the account. So then, I think it was Christian, I believe. Christian asked, was just like, hey, so is there, how do you know if she was, like, still active on the account or whatever the case may be? He was like, yeah, it said 2 days before. And then, of course, Jasmine is like, has to put her 2 cents in because she's stating the obvious. She was just like, well, when I'm on the dating apps, that means I'm looking for more options. Violet's just like, no. And then they asked, like, okay, Violet, are you still pregnant? And then that's when everyone is just like, dun, dun, dun. Are you still pregnant with Riley's baby? Violet, are you? Are you? And then TLC wants to drag us along for the next week. So we don't know. But yeah, that was the first part of the 90 Day Fiancé tell all. It was a lot, but I feel like part two is going to be crazy because we're just going to have Christian and Cleo. And honestly, I like this woman. She's such a beautiful woman, such a positive energy and spirit. She does not need Christian. Um, Christian, he's a wannabe fuckboy because a fuckboy will get women, and Christian gets a quarter of them. And so I'm just very interested to see what they got going on or whatever the case may be. So that's it. I'm actually have the part two saved on my DVR, so I'm gonna watch it. And just like let me know your thoughts. Like let me know what you think of the relationships. Like let me know if you agree with me, if you disagree with me, that's fine. Like as long as y'all cool with it, like that's cool. Like I don't care. Like thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, whatever. Dislike, I don't care. No, I do care. No, I do care. No, for real, like it. Like, come on. Be my friend. No, but seriously, thank you all for like coming in and just checking out my video and just listening to me rant. I greatly appreciate it. Bye.